So I've installed the guest additions, and hopefully now I'll be able to run in full screen, which should give you a little bit better of a view. So there's two important things you must do to a server before you do any more configuration. One is to give it a sensible name. We'll do that second because that causes a reboot. And the first thing we need to do is give it an IP address statically. We can't use DHCP on this machine, it has to be a static address. So we'll do that first. So we'll bring up Network and Sharing Center, and we'll change the adapter settings. As with everything in Windows, there's several ways you can get here. I'll just do it the way I prefer. So I'll bring up the properties of that, and I'll go to Internet Protocol version 4, and we'll give it a static IP address. So this machine I'm going to give a private address, so it's going to be 10.1.1.1. The subnet mask I'm going to change slightly from the default for a Class A. I'm going to make it a /16, so we're going to subnet it, and it's asking for a default gateway. We will leave this blank at the moment because we'll have no internet access on this network. Then it asks for the DNS server. Now it's very important that you point the machine to a DNS server that knows about this domain that we're going to create later, and the only machine it's going to be able to do that is itself. Some people like to use the loopback address of 127.0.0.1. I prefer to give it its real IP address. I just find it gives less problems later on in the configuration, and we don't have an alternative DNS at the moment, so we will be quite happy with those settings. And we can close the windows down. The second thing we need to do is to give it a sensible name. I probably do it quite a strange way. I bring up Windows Explorer, I right click on this PC and bring up its properties, and here you can see the machine's name and the reason we want to change it. So we'll go across to change settings, we'll hit the change button again, and we'll give it a sensible name. I'm going to call it server. We're going to say OK. It checks to make sure there's not another machine called server on the network, and if it's happy it says you must restart your computer to apply these settings, which is why we did this second. So I'll hit restart now, and that's the initial configuration done.